Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the beautiful home of the Bayshore Bruins as they defend their field from the stampede of the Lakewood Ranch Mustangs. This is MSTV Game of the Week presentation. My name is Frederick Stewart. I am your play-by-play today, and I am joined by Brooklyn, one of our amazing student worker extraordinaires, behind the camera woman turned play-by-play color commentary. How you doing today?
What a great intro. Thank you very much. Yeah, we're excited. It's going to be a great game. I love football. I grew up in a very football-loving city, so I'm excited to see what we got here today.
Brooklyn, I know you're a northerner. You grew up in, it was Ohio.
Philadelphia.
Philly, home of the cheesesteak and lesser known the Eagles.
The two-time Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, man, listen.
And the playoff-bound Philadelphia Flyers.
The Philly Flyers in the hockey game. Speaking of hockey, there's a false start here to start off the game here, but Ovechkin, I believe, is retiring, right?
I don't know. I don't know if he is yet.
Legendary Ovechkin. But anyway, let's get this game going here. We have the Mustangs versus the Bruins, and there's a false start already committed by the Mustangs. It's going to back them up a few yards there as they prepare for the kickoff. They're going to fake the handoff here, and that one's going to fall to the ground. Intended receiver was number 6, Leilani Wheeler.
So we've got, at quarterback, we've got number 8, I believe that is.
I believe so, yes.
Yes, number 8, that is senior Sarah Lopez, team captain. And she is taking the snaps here tonight.
Yeah, 100%. And it's crazy, again, to see how quickly flag football has grown in the short amount of time. I believe it just started maybe like 3 years ago, 2 years ago at that, maybe?
Well, they got it to the Olympics, so they're doing a really good job with it so far.
That they are. Lopez takes the snap. She's going to fly this one out down to center field. Hits the hands. Can't be brought in.
That was a good ball. Just needed a little more on that route there.
Yeah, definitely a good find. Wide open. Hit the tip of her fingers.
Yeah.
Just got to.
She had that receiver in sight. It just needed a little longer on that ball there.
Yeah. Just slightly overthrown, and that happens time to time. One of the things that people have to understand as a quarterback, you have to understand your personnel, and everyone's different. So there's different levels of athleticism, there's different levels of height, and so sometimes putting that ball in one place for someone won't be the same for someone else. Lopez fakes off the handoff. She's going to get this one out of her hands. Pressure by the defense. Ooh. And it looked like that was number 2, Jamie Hall, for the Bruins, breaking that one up.
Yeah, and it's so important to build those connections with your receivers. And we're seeing Lopez. She's targeting the middle of the field a lot on this first drive, and it's proving some ground, but just not yet, as they'll punt it off.
4th down here for the Bruins. They're going to take the safe option here and punt this one off. And the punts are handled a little bit differently. They got a lot of time back there, and it's just on the kick. That one's booted towards the right side of the field and is going to drop on the 50-yard line to be picked up. The Bruins are cutting it up the middle, and she will be brought down around the 45. And so not much happening there for the Mustangs. They kind of got stalled out. Some 3 big plays down deep. One of them that had a higher chance of success than other, but unable to convert.
Yeah, they were just deep in their own territory there, and you're just trying to get into a rhythm at the start of this game. But Bayshore's defense did a pretty good job kind of pressuring them there.
And now the Bruins will take their first snap on their drive, first of the game here, and they're starting out at about the 42. And they're going to get that one over the middle for a quick gain of 5.
Good check down there. Just wide open in the middle of the field and short pass for 5 yards.
Great check down there brought in by Nayeli Alende, number 16, who was able to make the grab there. I believe behind the center, holding the helm of this team, is number 10, Ariana Guerrero Yoroza. Second down here. They're going to send a receiver in motion. Ball to snaps. Fakes the handoff. She's going to give it straight to her. And that's going to be enough, I believe, to move the chains.
That was a good, quick handoff there. And she had the speed coming out of that stance.
Yeah, absolute wheels there from the running back. They sent a receiver in motion, faked the handoff that way, gave it to the running back. She cut it up the middle and was able to get them even closer to third. They're about 3 yards away. 3rd and 3. Only so much more to go. Ariana calls for the snap. She has it. She looks. She's going to take it herself. People draped all on her. And looks like she just made it back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, that was risky there. I don't know if any of her receivers were open or not, but she just kind of had to run with it there, tried to see if she could find a gap, and Lakewood's defenders were right there with her.
Yeah, big pressure. Defenders were literally on her tail. And it doesn't look like it's going to move the chains at all. So about 4th and 3 still. She gets the snap, 4 receivers out. Lakewood Ranch in the backfield. She's able to spin away. She's going to take this one on the edge. She gets past and some more. She's going. And that is all of the way. Okay. Nope. Hold on here. It looks like maybe they're calling that one just short of the touchdown. As you can see, what an amazing rollout by her. She's able to beat one defender, uses the hand to get some space, and she's off to the races there. Looked like she stayed in bounds.
Ooh, that's close.
And it looks like the refs agree with us as they are going for a field goal here. Or excuse me, a second point. So that one's intercepted. And the play will be blown dead, so no extra points. Great defense from the Mustangs to hold them off at the line.
Avery Shirley, second team All-County last year, read that one really good there to make sure they didn't get the extra point.
Yeah, she felt the check down pass, and she was there to intercept it there. But what a great QB run there by Ariana. She cut it up the left side, turned on the jets and the twinkle toes to dance her way into the end zone.
Yeah, she saw the rush coming, and she just evaded that really, really quickly to get onto that sideline and kind of be home free. She had to dodge a couple defenders there, but she did a really good job.
Mustangs on their second campaign to the end zone. They're going to flip this one to number 13, Jordan Seacat. And she wasn't able to ring that one in there. Really big pressure from this Bruins defense.
Yeah, the defender just hung with her there. Lopez had a really good ball there just on that slant route. It just couldn't really come up with the play there.
And that's a big trend we see here, especially with only having one blocker. Only so many players on the field, I believe 7. And so that one's going to be flipped over. The middle hits the hands, is bobbled and dropped. Intended target was Anna Francis.
Yeah, there's another slant route. It's just the ball's getting there. It's just not getting into the receiver's hands properly. So it's nothing on the quarterback. She's delivering a really good ball. The receivers are doing all they can to try and catch that ball there.
Yeah, they got to complete the deal there. It's 50-50. That's 100%, a catch, and they just aren't completing it. 2 defenders, Mob, Lopez. She's able to spin away. She has an open receiver, way open at the 40. Huge gain there. The Bruins got caught napping, and they paid hefty. Looks like about a 20-yard gain. Let's see Lopez, 2 defenders. She's able to sweep past them, keeps her eyes down the field, and if you look there, wide open at the 50.
And she just had to evade that blitz there. Those deep end defenders really sensed that the rush up front was going to get to them. They had no idea that there was going to be a receiver wide open.
I believe that was Emma Ziedler who was on the catch there. What a beautiful catch. It was simple. All she had to do was bring it in wide open and was able to turn up for a few more yards of yak. Lopez going to get this one out of her hands quick over the middle to Seacat. And they're just walking them down the field at this point.
Good quick little midfield pass there from, I believe that was the center who caught that there.
And now they will be on, looks like the 36, the 37.
They had to double check the where the ball was spotted there.
About 7 yards to go. About 8 yards to go. Lopez is going to get this one in the backfield. She's going to roll out, dumps it off. Beautiful ball there, and they're going to get the first down. Great work there by Rodriguez to bring that one in and cut it up the field.
She just had to get that ball out really quickly. She saw the two defenders coming to her again and just had to kind of escape the pocket and get back to her receiver there.
And this Bruins defense has been right on the back of her neck, but she's been able to keep cool under the pressure and get some great passes in for this team. Lopez, triple clap there on the snap. She gets it out over the middle once more. Easy money. They're going to lateral it back, and it falls out of bounds. First lateral of the game we saw here. And that's the cool thing about flag football, with so much more space. There's so many more plays and almost backyard/college trick that work.
And there's more space for creativity with it too. You can kind of run a Ben Johnson trick style offense if you wanted to.
And although it's newer at the high school level, the 7-on-7 format has been a thing for years. And so it's great to see different parts of the culture and sports finally starting to infiltrate the high school level as the world is becoming bigger and bigger. And so many more sports. Another flip here over the middle. That one's going to be dropped, intercepted. Wow. What great hands and great concentration by Lucia Hadassah. What a great play over the middle there. She was there waiting for a gift, and it was given. Ball full right in her hands.
She was right there. It just hit the receiver's hands again, and, you know, the defender was right there ready to grab it.
Yeah, tip, right place, right time, and now they just killed the Mustangs campaign back the other way.
Erased a really good drive. They had that really good pass there.
Two rushers and two defenders. They flip this one out, and goes out of bounds towards coach.
Yeah, that ball is just a little too high there.
And so now we've seen the Mustangs, who were putting together a beautiful campaign there, abruptly stopped by the interception. The Bruins, who are deep down in their own territory, have a lot of ground to make up here. They're going to flip it over the middle, and the Mustangs almost get their get back. Ball went over to center, just fell out of defender's hands.
Yeah, number 18, Ayanna Francis, another team captain. She had her eyes on that quarterback, waiting to see where the ball was going to end up. Almost had it there.
It looks like they're going to send Ariana to the line, it looks like, and have someone else take the snap. It goes to the running back, who's going to cut it up here. Number 2, Hall. Hall's on the left side. She's going and gets brought down by Francis, who's been playing a great defensive game so far.
I'd say they got right back to the line of scrimmage, maybe got about a yard or two. But, yeah, those defenders were right on her.
Yeah, they gave it to Hall there, trying to run a trick play of sorts, having the running back take the snap. Didn't work. And now it's deep 4th down, and I believe we're going to see a punt here. And a punt we see goes about to the 40 and bounces out of bounds at about the 43. And so the Mustangs, although the interception killed their momentum that they had for that drive, they aren't in bad position now to continue the campaign they had earlier, only on about the 43. So they are still working within the Bruins' territory to finish what they started earlier.
Yeah, and remember, flag football is a shorter field. It's shorter in length, it's shorter in width. The end zone is a lot closer than the actual end zone, and it's also a little bit smaller.
Yeah, so the end zone starts on the 10-yard line on both sides. As the running clock counts down, the first quarter will be over, so the Bruins are up 6-0. and have played some great defense so far to be able to stop the Mustangs from evening up the score.
Yeah, they've done a good job, and Lakewood has had its flashes. They just kind of need to keep building on momentum and kind of just move it eventually until they get into the end zone.
Lakewood Ranch was having a lot of great open looks. It's just receivers weren't bringing the ball in. Once receivers started making those conversions, they were able to drive down the field like a hot knife through butter. It was easy. They're walking themselves down.
And, you know, they can read the ball better than we can probably because they can see how fast the ball's coming in and kind of diagnose that route themselves until they can try and haul it in to the best of their ability.
100%. Field is flipped. Mustangs the other way. This is their third drive down the field. Unsuccessful so far in reaching the end zone. Once from an interception, once from a 4 out, excuse me. 4 up, 4 down. So let's see what he can do here. Triple snap here. She's going to roll out to her left. Lopez dumps it off on the out route. Intended receiver was Shirley.
Man, she was close on that one, too. It was a good corner route there by Shirley. Just couldn't haul it in.
Great route. And, again, all these passes that Lopez is throwing are hitting hands. They just aren't being caught.
And she's throwing really good balls as well. It's just the receivers just aren't really catching them.
The snap is there. They're going to fake the handoff. Lopez loads up, throws behind the line. And that one was Wheeler. And again, Lopez with a beautiful ball. She just floated it right over the defenders. Touches Wheeler's hands, but just was a touch too high for her as she tried to turn over back shoulder and make that catch while spinning.
And she had a great read there for another good play. It's just it hit the defender's fingers. It hit her fingers again.
It did. It did. So it'll be third down now, third and long for the Mustangs. This snap is there. They're going to send 5 out. Tries to go over the middle. Almost another interception. And that gets the Bruins going. Although not an interception, brings it to 4th down, so we'll probably see another punt here.
Yeah, Bayshore has been sending 2 defenders, 2 rushers right to the quarterback, so that's been really their defensive approach. Everybody else is just trying to get to these receivers because Lakewood doesn't really have a lot of blockers. They're all just trying to catch the ball.
Yeah, this one's punted back left, bobbled a little bit, but Waters brings it in. She's cutting it up, and she gets past 1, doesn't get past 2. They stop her at about the 19. And so the Bruins will take their third campaign now. Scored on the first one. And we'll see if they can convert here as well. 9 minutes and 23 seconds. Ariana in the backfield, prepared. This one's clapped and handed off to the running back once more. They're looking for the pass. They got to do something with it. And she gets maybe an inch.
10, Mariana Paramalfa read that perfectly. She saw the motion from the running back right with her and then was able to hang with her until she grabbed hold of the flag.
Slow getting to this play this time. They're going to send Waters in motion. They're going to cut this one back over to center, and she's going to fall down.
Again, nice check down route. That's number 16,
Allende.
Nayeli Allende. Nice little check down there in the middle.
Allende's going to move the chains forward. They got about 5 yards to go before they get this first huge third down here. We've seen Bayshore a lot slower on these plays. Now they're going to send a receiver in motion. She calls for it, looking for the deep shot. That one's going to get broken up by the Mustangs, by Jasmine Tinkoko.
Yeah, she was trying to go for, I believe, number 8 there, Hadassah Louisi.
So we're going to see a punt from the Bruins here. They keep going back to like a receiver snap or like a receiver run play, which has not worked at all. And that was one of the main disappointments of that drive there. The punt will be short and will be picked up by the Mustangs way back by number 14, Kaylee Holdsworth. She's going to bring that one back to about, looks like, the 41.
Yeah, it's interesting. You see some of these formations that the teams are running. Lakewood, you know, it's all about catching the ball. They don't. It's not often you may see the center take some protection up front, but that's, again, it's not always often that you see that. A lot of the times it's catching the ball. Bayshore kind of has a similar approach, but you know they're also kind of in the same way, and that kind of comes with 7-on-7 flag football as well. As formations can look very similar, but they can also change based off personnel and who you have on the sideline and what kind of combination you want to send out there.
It's almost like a superhero pose that the Mustangs have for hiking the ball as they get that one over the center. That's going to be some yards and maybe move the chains. Great catch by Emma Zeitler.
Yeah, just a nice little in route there. That was number 20, I believe. Jenna John.
On the catch?
I think so.
That was number 0.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Emma Zeitler, I believe.
Emma Zeitler, yes.
Who took that one over the middle and was very speedy. Moved the chains. It's already 4th down. It's a 3rd. It's 2nd. Never mind. There it is. He got it. It's 1st down. Interesting path here. Nice little check down to Zeitler once more. Not able to bring that one in. But people don't understand about flag football. The hardest part is that the blockers can't use their hands, so they can only shuffle their feet. And if you play any sport, it's hard to stop someone shuffling your feet side to side and they're running full force at you.
Yeah, you saw number 13, Jordan Seacat there. Saw her with her hands right behind her back. That's because she can't use her hands. All she can do is just shuffle and try to block. It's like trying to eat the pie, but you can't use your hands.
And the worst part is, imagine trying to move without your hands side to side. That's even harder. So flags on the play there. And it's going to be blown dead at the line, a false start of some kind.
I believe this is going to be a timeout here.
Yeah, penalty looks like it was a false start. So going to back the Bruins up about 5. And also a timeout was called as well. So an absolutely invigorated crowd on both sides. They got their signs out for the Mustangs.
It is senior night here for the Bruins. They honored about, I believe, 6 seniors. Yes, they honored 6 seniors tonight.
Yeah, so a huge night for the Bruins. Congratulations to all the seniors. You know, it's a beautiful and sad thing because you look and you say, man, you've come so far. But everyone knows about that. What do they say? Your last day, something like that.
Your last game.
Yeah.
Well, at home at least.
Such a big year, such a monumental moment, such a life milestone, but sometimes it's sad to see it go. They take the snap, they're going to dump it off over the middle, and they're going to get some as they turn it up on the right corner there. Great route running by Emma Zuck.
Good inside slant route there, just what they needed.
Yeah, great slant route over the middle. Emma has it. She's able to beat defenders. They try to get the flag there, and she's just able to turn it up, and you can tell by the face she's keeping her eyes up and open.
Yeah, and like we've been saying, Lopez has been aiming for the middle of the field a lot in this game.
And that's what you see in normal football. Most plays are check downs right over the center. Hit the flats. If you don't see it open down low, if you can't get the deep shot, you might as well get a few yards on the under. And so they're going to go in motion here, a stack formation. They're going to bunch out. She's going to catch them over the middle once more, and they're going to fight to get towards that touchdown.
I believe she's a little short, maybe a yard short.
Yeah, probably about a hair short of the touchdown. I wonder if we'll see a run play here. We're going to have a timeout called.
If you're Lakewood, they would probably be going for it here. If you're Bayshore, then you gotta stop them regardless. But you're in the red zone, so I would imagine they would go for it here.
Yeah, most likely you would see them go for it. I mean, this may be a time to pull out a direct snap to the QB. We saw Lopez earlier, who had the speed. She could do it. She can get out there and get on her feet. She's quick. She's able to maneuver around. She's been able to maneuver around the defenses as well. This could be a direct snap to the running back. All you need to do is get it past the line. And whether that's a dive or, a throw, doesn't really matter. You're so close on yardage. Even if you don't convert, the Bruins are going to have a heck of a time trying to go all the way across the field.
And since you're in the red zone, you're seeing tighter formations as well. So say if there was a direct snap taken, it gives the ball carrier more space to run to the left or the right side.
Right. And if they rush two defenders like they have been, the flats and the under should be wide open. And they've been targeting that. You see fours wide open. They're looking for in the flats. Oh! And the play's broken up. They're going to throw a flag there, pass interference.
I could foresee that motion runner there, number 4, Taylor Timmons. I could foresee her catching that ball there because she was getting right in motion and was wide open. Just couldn't quite get out into space there. Ran into the defender there, and believe that's a penalty.
And the Zebras are going to decide pass interference. So that's going to be a repeat on downs and a few inches closer to the goal line. And so, yeah, it was clear pass interference. She was there. She hit her with her body and knocked the ball out of her hands. And flag football, that's pass interference. And regular football is just a good play. They're going to snap this one back. Two defenders. Back shot on the end zone in the left corner. Unable to bring that in. Intended target was Francis, and she was open there.
That was a good ball, too. Again.
That was a great ball.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was a perfect play right there. She went in, out route towards the corner, open on an island, ball comes right to you. Got to make that catch.
Yeah, great throws here. They're not really coming in that good. Now Bayshore going to be deep in their own territory.
They're going to have their work cut out for them here. I believe another direct snap to the running back. They're just trying to get themselves some space. And that they will. Able to get right back to the goal line.
And if you're Bayshore, you're deep in your own territory. You just want to try and gain some space between you and your own end zone. Because if Lakewood is sending pressure at you, that's going to force you into a position where if you get tackled, that's 2 points to the other team. That's a safety.
Also, 2-minute drill here. Only a minute 50 left. They're going to take a timeout, but you got to cover this whole field in less than 2 minutes. So it's going to be tough work for the Bruins, but if they can, that'd be amazing. They get one more possession before half, and then they come out with the ball after half. So they could really run up the score, potentially be up by 3 scores if everything goes right for them.
Yeah, and if you can score on this, if you can get a large pass downfield before halftime, then put it into the end zone for 6, that would give you some good momentum going into third quarter. When you get the ball as well, so that's back-to-back drives that you would have the ball if Bayshore can hang on to it here.
And the ball is in. And looks like they're going to go back to Waters, who's going to fall in the end zone. And that's going to be a safety for the Mustangs. So that's going to put 2 more points on the board there. Excuse me, I believe that was that Jamie Hall or was that Waters who was in the backfield? I'm not sure.
I believe that might have been number 2.
Yeah, Jamie Hall who got the snap there.
Yeah, like we were just talking about, you know, you're deep in your own territory. You're trying to get the ball downfield, but Lakewood sent a ton of pressure there on that play, kept them in their own end zone, and 2 points.
And with flag football, again, you know, having that blocker there, it's so hard to even stop anyone from getting to your quarterback. You aren't allowed to touch them. So it was just too much defense, too much defensive pressure for the Bruins, and now in the backfield, they are able to get that safety. Great job for the Mustangs. They're going to be starting their campaign here at the 40, and they got to get a ways away. They're in the 2-minute drill, and the Bruins are there to defend. Lakewood Ranch going to go over the middle there. That one's going to drop. It's also going to stop the clock. And they're going to run the clock here.
Yeah, the good thing about a safety is that when you score the safety, you get the ball immediately. So you score, and then you have another opportunity to score right after.
Yeah. And that's going to be another one over the middle. Another big hit there. She's going to go and keep going and going and going. She's at the 20. She still wants more. And she made it all the way to the 10.
Great zigzag route right there on the outside, right up the middle again, and then was able to run down the sideline there. Defenders were able to hang with her, but she got that all the way down to about the 5 or the 10 when you're looking at the field shortened for flag football. On a normal football field, that would be about the 15-yard line.
Yeah, she made it all the way down there to the 20 for a regular football field. And so she had the wheels up, comes up big once more, and this puts the Mustangs in scoring position. Potentially able to put up a touchdown and some.
That'd be great momentum for the Mustangs is heading into halftime. They would be, if they got the lead here.
This one's back. They're going to drop it off short. Seacat makes a quick catch.
Yeah,
Off the turnaround.
They just dumped the ball off there, and, you know, Bayshore was right there to shut it down immediately.
Coming in on the minute mark. Seacat has such an interesting snapping position. It's almost like she's a long snapper. 2 defenders and 2 in the backfield. What a shot over the middle. They find Jenna John. Touchdown, Mustangs.
Yeah, great catch there. Great catch. Was wide open. Brought that in for a big touchdown here.
Let's check the replay. Lopez is scanning. 2 defenders in her face. Doesn't matter. Jenna John's wide open. Touchdown over the middle. That's going to bring the Mustangs to 8. They're up by 2 now.
Great wide corner route there. That was wonderful. And it left her wide open there.
And again, we've been seeing Sarah Lopez absolutely drop some dimes off out there.
Absolutely.
And when the receivers are picking them up, it's money in the bank.
Yeah, she's had a couple huge plays here in this game.
She's going to get the snap. She's looking. Pressure on her. She floats that one up a little bit too high. So they aren't going to get the extra point conversion, but still leave the first half with something as the Bruins are going to take to the field now.
Yeah, Linda got a lot of pressure on her. She just had to get rid of that ball. Threw it a little too high there, but again, she was getting pressured, so.
Ball is snapped. The Bruins have it. Much pressure in the backfield. She's going to flip this one forward, and the play is going to be called dead. They have Jamie Hall at quarterback right now.
She just had to get that ball out to try and prevent another safety there because she didn't want to give up 2 more points on back-to-back drives.
Yeah, they would have been even closer to the goal line, only 5 yards away if she would have went down back there. So great IQ on her. I believe they're going to switch it back over to Ariana, number 10. She'll return back to quarterback. We saw a lot of success with her earlier, so we'll see what happens. Bruins are going to go 5 out here. She calls for it. She's going to get it, flips it over the middle to Waters. Waters is almost horse collar tackled, but they're able to hold her down and get the flag.
Yeah, another midfield
and some
pass.
kid just got his ankles broken right there on the sideline. There's 2 kids throwing the ball.
That's so fun about high school sports is you got families involved, you got kids on the sideline throwing the ball with other players. It's great opportunity for connection here.
Ariana back. She has it. She's looking. The deep shot here on left side. And that one was just a little bit overthrown. And a great defensive play by Jasmine
Tinoco
Zapita for breaking that one up as well.
Yeah, she had great coverage there. Just wouldn't let her get back down the field to try and get open for that catch there.
Timeout called by the Bruins. Only 21 seconds left in the second quarter. And it's been an exciting first half. It's been back and forth, a lot of action. Defensively, both teams have been great at the line. And that is the definitive thing that makes or breaks a team. Just like in regular football, the line. And the time your quarterback has to throw, we've seen both quarterbacks do an excellent job of trying to evade the pressure on defense. 2 defenders coming at you at once. It's tough.
Yeah, they're doing a great job under pressure. They're staying calm. They're not getting panicked. They're getting rid of the ball the way they need to, and they're getting points on the board as well.
Tough break for the Bruins earlier. They had such bad field positioning off of that Mustangs non-conversion on the out route that wasn't caught, that it was hard for them to get out of the backfield with any space to work with. So when they dropped back, they just were unfortunate, got that safety earlier, which also led to that Mustang rally that they put together to score.
Yeah, Lakewood Ranch just did a great job capitalizing on that drive there to get the touchdown.
And they're going to step back here. They get the pass. She's looking. She reads. Another one to the left. This one, a lot of traffic, and is thrown. And who has it? The Mustangs do. And, yeah, the Mustangs had that one, so that's going to be a catch. I believe that was number 22, Avery Shirley, who came up with that one.
That was a tight throw there because you've got 2 defenders, you've got 2 receivers trying to catch the ball. It's a matter of who's going to catch the ball there in that bunch up there.
A true 50-50 ball there. It's almost like an end zone play. It was just so many people there, and the Mustangs were able to be the ones to take it on. So, again, the Mustangs have another chance to put something on the board. We saw Emma Zuck pull out an amazing run up the middle, which she's done twice. Who knows, she could do it a 3rd time. But the Mustangs have been absolutely on the money with their passing once the receivers make the catch. So we'll see what can happen here. Lopez is going to call for it on the 3 count. Throws it deep on the right side to triple coverage. What a catch!
That was beautiful.
Francis caught that in between the triangle defenders. A timeout called by the Mustangs, of course. What a catch there. She was absolutely smothered by the defense, and what a throw from Lopez to drop it in the breadbasket. Delivered that one perfectly. You got mail.
She got her hands up there for that ball. She had to really reach for that one. Did a great job there. And we moved the chains.
They move the chains. 10 seconds left. Mustangs are in great position here. Only about 10 yards away from the end zone. About 15. About 15 yards away from the end zone.
Receiving corps are really stepping up now for Lakewood Ranch. They're doing a great job getting this ball down the field.
Again,
One way or another, you find a way.
Yeah, 100%. Lopez is doing a phenomenal job giving them the opportunities to make the catch. They make the catch. They're in good position. Triple snap count here. Not even going to look at it. Going to flip that one off. Gets it past the defender. Hits the hands. Rolls off the body. 6 seconds left.
That was close. She saw a tight window there to try and get that ball out. Took a shot. Thankfully didn't get picked, but still incomplete.
Lopez gets a triple snap. She's looking on the right side once more, and she's going to get denied. Stolen away by the Bruins. That one's flipped up. What a great find there by Hall. She tracked it all the way and was able to save this Bruins team from allowing the Mustangs to potentially get another run on the board.
Yeah, the defender just jumped out right in front of the receiver there to get that ball and pick him off in this drive here, in this half here.
Yeah, so great half for both teams here. A lot of action both ways. Mustangs have been putting on an absolute air raid attack down the field with some big hits. With some big catches and some big plays. You definitely saw Emma Zuck, who hit 2 of those slants over the center and was able to get a lot of yards after the catch.
She's been carrying this team so far. Her and Lopez.
And the huge interception, that last drive on the Bruins side to prevent the Mustangs from getting into the end zone, and also the Mustangs having a huge interception there to prevent the Bruins from trying to make their campaign down. So absolutely amazing on both ends. And so out here, what do you think the temperament of these two teams are currently?
Honestly, we're only halfway through the game, but Bayshore, obviously they've been playing good defense. They kind of need to keep stepping up, especially with Lakewood getting a little more hot as this game goes on. Lakewood's just got to stay heads up. They kind of had a little bit of a slow start to this game, but as soon as they got that safety, they've been rolling ever since. So kind of just keep that going.
100%, I agree with you. I think that the Mustangs currently just have to continue to do what they've been doing. The passing games are working for them. The Bruins currently were switching up the personnel at the quarterback position. And that kind of, I would say, stagnated their offense from what we saw earlier when they had only number 10 Ariana under the helm. They switched back to her, and it seems like they've been able to work down the field a lot better than they have in their last few drives. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back. We're going to go to a quick break during this halftime. Don't go anywhere. More MSTV action to come. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the MSTV Game of the Week presentation. We're here as the Bruins take the field in the second half, able to just barely stop the Mustang stampede as they were looking to threaten the end zone and make another touchdown right at the end of the half. I am Frederick Stewart, your color commentary, and I'm joined by Brooklyn, the Philadelphia native, as our play-by-play.
Oh yes, you know I love my hometown.
You love Philly.
Hey, but I love this county too. This county's been great.
Cheese whiz or like regular cheese? What's your debate on that?
American cheese.
American cheese? Okay, I know the Philly cheesesteak thing. They say cheese whiz isn't traditional.
Oh, bobbled the ball there. Gets in midfield though for a little bit of a gain. Kind of a rough snap there.
Yeah, the Bruins are starting to have some execution issues in the backfield. We've seen them switch out the personnel earlier, and now a bobbled snap.
I believe, I'm not sure what number that quarterback is.
I believe that is number 10, I believe, back there.
Might be back to number 10, yeah. But she'll take the stance, get ready to snap the ball. Ball is snapped, she looks to the right, and incomplete. Couldn't quite bring that ball in.
An extended count right there. It's like they were doing the mannequin challenge. They were kind of stand
trying to
still
make him
for
jump?
a second. Yeah, trying to make him jump. Yeah. Try to get some free yardage.
Yeah, we saw a false start to start this game. Maybe they were trying to get another one of them.
Yeah, we saw a false start earlier from the Mustangs, pushed them back a few yards while they were on offense.
Takes the snap. Gonna look to the running back. Couldn't quite bring that in. And it'll be 4th down.
And it looks like they're going to bring the punting squad out to the field. But, yeah, just Bayshore unable to get anything going there. They started with the bobbled punt. Then they had the one over the middle and then the last one to the flats, and that's what stopped their drive in its tracks. And they'll be on the punt now. Mustangs back and ready for this one. They're back deep. The last punt from Bayshore didn't go that far. So we'll see what happens now.
I don't know if this one's going to go very far either. Maybe a couple yards.
That was Jasmine on the punt return there. It looked like she kind of got it handed off to her from Wheeler. Leilani Wheeler gave it straight to her. Looks like they got a gain about 2, I would say.
Regardless, Lakewood in really good field position here heading into this drive after forcing a 3-and-out on the Bruins. So if you're Lakewood, you've got the lead here. Frederick, what do you think they need to do here on this drive? Keep building the lead?
Yeah, I think that's you always want as many points as possible, but one of the things that they've been doing well is passing. Continue to stick with the pass game. If it isn't broke, don't fix it. All you need now is the receivers to continue to make great plays on the ball that they have. I think they have full faith in Lopez here. If she can get some time to throw, she's going to make the right throw. The receiver just got to make a play.
Lopez faking handoff under pressure. Incomplete. Kind of bobbled that again. Hit the receiver's hands there.
Seacat, that one was a touch too high, but again touches her hands. Luckily, this time we didn't see an interception like earlier. Last time we saw a ball bobble like that, it ended up going the other way.
Yeah, you got to be careful because those defenders will be camping the receivers, ready to catch the ball if it doesn't hit their hands. Tip and pick.
As they say, if you had great hands, a receiver with bad hands is just a DB, but if you tip the ball, they get a chance to make a play.
Takes the snap, looking downfield, and just missed her. Needed a little more there.
Just missed Wheeler there, but again, Wheeler cuts it in more, or that ball's a little more left, and that's a big play down the middle. So Lopez, again, has the eyes. She has the arm. It's just sometimes the ball isn't in the right place, so the receiver's unable to make a play on it.
And Lopez is doing a great job just staying patient here. She's not getting panicked. She's staying calm and cool and collected, especially when you've got these Bruin defenders running at her. She's got to make quick decisions, and she's doing a good job with that. She'll take the snap, fake the handoff again. Midfield, almost picked off. Kind of got jumped there by number 1. Oh, I'm worried I'm going to say this wrong. Chow Tong Lu. Number 1. But again, these defenders jumping these receivers. You got to be careful with that.
Zhao Tong Lu was right there in the middle, broke up that pass. I saw the coach throw his bottle. I thought a flag was thrown on the play. But he was astonished, as all of us, not to see the interception.
Quick punt. And this will be almost caught at about, we're going to say, the 15-yard line. And when you look at this shortened field. So not too deep in their own territory, but kind of deep at the same time.
Yep, not too deep for the Bruins. It's one of the better field positions they've had all game, especially in comparison to when they got the safety. Still going to be a lot of work. They almost got to drive it 80-plus yards on the other side.
Now Bayshore will take the snap. Takes it. Dumps it off to the running back. Got a little bit of space. Got a little bit of running room. And she's going to get about 4 or 5 yards here. Kind of short of the first down marker. So it'll be second down.
That's a good play by Bayshore there. Right now, they've got to worry about stacking wins and putting together a good offense. They haven't had a good drive in a minute. So simple plays like that, getting it out to the flats, making them pay, is going to open up the deep shot.
Center looking for the cue. Takes the snap. Going to run up the middle a little bit and might have the first down. Might be a little short. They're going to say first down.
Ariana there just squeaking her way by, just trying to get a little insurance for them. Get past the first. Get a new set of downs.
Good play, good run up the middle there by the quarterback. As they'll get ready to take the snap on first down. Takes the snap, looks, dumps off to the running back again, runs up the sideline, evades, and gets about 5-6 yards.
And again, they dump it off there to Waters. Earlier, the coach was telling her to cut it up straight up the field instead of trying to cut back sideline to sideline, just get downhead, downwind. And you see it works out there. She uses her speed to cut it up even more, get them a gain of about 10 there.
Yeah, Bayshore opting for these screen routes here. Unlike Lakewood, who's been throwing it down the middle of the field. So 2 different approaches here. As they'll get ready to snap it again. She'll take it and she'll run with it this time. And the defender will get there. That is number 0, I believe. Yep, number 0, Emma Zeitler. Got there with the rush.
Emma Zeitler was there. She read the play perfectly and got back there, dropped them back about 6 yards.
6 yards.
So we saw Ariana like she was either going to self-scramble, QB run. I'm not sure if or she just got hit by the pressure and wasn't able to look downfield to throw.
And that'll force third down. As they try to make a play here. Snap, throws, and missed it there. Had the receiver in her eyes, just couldn't quite bring it in. And they will chase after that ball to the Mustangs sideline as they send the punt unit out.
And again, try to hit the flats there. This time the Mustangs were there in coverage, but unable to bring that one in anyway. It's going to be fourth down, a punt for the Bruins. So it's, again, been back and forth on this game, and the Mustangs going to walk up about 10 yards there. They were kind of deep for the punt.
Punts it off. Almost caught it there. Should land at about the 35-yard line. 45-yard line when you're looking at an actual football field. So they will regroup, and Lakewood will get the ball back to try and build on their lead again.
And these Bayshore friends are here to stay on senior night, giving a lot of support.
Lopez takes it, shovels it off to the running back, gets up the field a little bit. Good play there. Quick little shovel. She had the defenders coming right for her.
Yeah, good little crafty play there. Able to get the ball straight through the coin slot. Dropped it off to the running back who already had a full head of speed. She cut it up for the first down.
Better than losing 5 yards. As they'll get ready to take it again. Coach communicating with her there. She'll take the snap. She's looking, now scrambles off, and they got her at about the 40 there, so right about midfield.
Yeah, that's going to back Lopez up. They're going to take her back about 2 yards there. Not the best scramble she's had tonight. Very few that we have seen from her.
And we remember the one scramble, she ran down the sideline really good to get in a Lakewood scoring position earlier in this game. As she takes the snap again, looks downfield, almost caught it, dropped it, hit her hands again as she had two defenders chasing after her.
Suck with her signature slant across the field, hits her hands, wasn't able to make much progress. Most likely wasn't going to make much progress had defenders swarming her on the Bruins side.
Back in that formation. Snaps, scrambles a little bit, and tries to evade. She's going to get down the sideline, and I don't think she got the first down, but she gained a lot of yardage there.
Looks like a gain of about 10 on that play. Use some shifty hip work there. Get past the first defender and cut it up the sideline. Check the replay. Lopez there. Defender trying to get her. I believe that was Lou. She got right past her. Unable to touch the fourth down, but you may see the Mustangs go for it. They're in perfect field position.
Almost juked it there, too.
Almost cut. Yeah, definitely almost hit her with a juke move.
And they will regroup. They will decide what their next move is going to be heading into this fourth quarter.
And only 12 more minutes left in this contest. We shall see what the Mustangs will do. I think in this field position, they're great to go for it. Late in the game, you got to take some risk. Even if they miss the ball here, they're on the Bruins, we'll just call it the Bruins 38 on a regular football field.
Yeah, you're in Bruin territory, so you have an opportunity to go for it here if you're Lakewood.
And they're about 7 yards shy of the first down pylon. So you see that they will go for it, more of a quick set in a stack formation.
Quick formation here. Lopez will double check with the coach. And she'll take the snap. Tried to force a jump there on 4th down.
And they're going to call a timeout there. Bruins, great defense. They tried to go for the jump there.
Yeah, that's just the point where you're trying to force them off sides here. Obviously, weren't able to.
And I'm not sure what the actual rules are. You know, in football, you have your clock before you can, before you get a delay of game penalty.
Yeah,
but I don't see an active running clock here for the flag football, so I'm not sure what the rule set is, what it says about time to snap.
I'm not sure if there is a running play clock in flag football. But again, this game is still developing. So in professional flag football, you might have that. High school flag football, I don't know if that's the case. And she will throw it. Almost had her. Great route, great position to catch the ball. Just didn't bring it in again.
That one thrown a little low there. It's going to be a tough catch. Lopez, they only rushed one on the Bruins side. She had great time, was able to step into it, throw it through the ball, but just do it kind of low. Going to be a tough catch for most receivers to make. Unable to convert. Had a great chance there. Bruins ball the other way.
And that will put Bayshore back on the field to try and get the ball down the field and score. Takes a snap. Defender's right there. Number 18, I believe that was. Yes, Ayanna Francis, captain, had that flagpole right there. She was right there with what you would call a sack.
Check the replay there. Francis all over it. Smothered. They were unable to even get past the line. Great work there.
That'll push them back a little bit. Still 2nd down on their 25-ish yard line. Takes a snap. Going to dump it off to the running back again. And she'll try and cut up for a bit of yardage. Couple yards there.
Jordan Waters, who's been a mainstay on this on this offense for the Bruins, they keep trying to go to her. She's unable to get too many yards on that one. Was swarmed by Mustangs.
Good senior leader out of Jordan Waters as they will prepare to snap the ball again. As they do, dump it back off to Waters, who won't really get much before she's met in her tracks by number 18 again.
Brought down by Francis. Again, Francis has been doing an excellent job of being a defensive presence for this Mustang team. And that's going to be a quick 4 and out for the Bruins as they set up for the punt squad.
Yeah, Francis with the big quote-unquote sack there, and then another good play kind of shutting down the receiver. Forces a 3 and out on Bayshore. They'll punt it off. They will catch it. They will lateral it and get maybe a yard or two. Be careful with those trick plays there.
It's a wonder you don't see much more lateraling, especially on the punt. You would think you would almost have them set up in a line, because if you can lateral to the outside and get them beat by one, it's going to be hard for the punt defense team to catch up with you, burning them up the sideline.
Absolutely.
And in this game with flag football, blocking really is an optional thing. It's more about using your speed, agility, and quickness to beat the defender.
Lopez back in the shotgun. Will prepare to take the snap. Looking, pressure, dumps it off to the running back, and gets the 1st down. Or it might have been a little short. Now they're going to mark her short. But she's close. It'll be 2nd down.
Zeeler was up there on the left side. Lopez was able to get that off her hands in the nick of time there. She had a defender on her heels. Hit Zeitler in the flats. It's going to be a gain. Almost a first down. Just about a hair shy.
We'll see how Lakewood draws up this play here. Could be a QB run. Could be a short pass. Who knows? Takes the snap. Looking deep. And she got it. And takes it in. Maybe. No, they're going to mark her short. She had running room there. A deep catch there by, I believe that's number 18 again. Great throw.
Francis, who was able to turn around and pinpoint this one, grabbed it with both hands, turned around, and got some on the way to the end zone. Looks like they may be talking about pass interference here. I saw the umpire throw his hat. Yep, and it's going to be some type of pass interference of some kind. And they're going to be moving her forward from the spot of the hat.
Huge play there for the Mustangs to try and build on this lead here in the fourth quarter.
I thought the ref was calling reinforcements. No, he was just marking the spot.
Either way, it's first down as they will line up in the red zone to try and punch it in here. Tight formation. Motion. Takes a snap. Dumps it off. Incomplete. Just in a field of people there. And it'll be second down.
Tried to go over the middle. Was clogged up. Second down and about 5.
And again, with those tight formations, you got to be careful. We saw number 0, Emma Zeitler there, try and take the motion. And they will call a timeout to try and regroup and see how they're going to handle this.
Again, a huge play from Lopez. We said it all game. She has the skills to put the ball wherever she needs it. And when the receivers are able to bring it in and make that catch, they get huge plays. Another big catch there for the Mustangs to set them up in the position they are now. Plus the penalty on top was icing on the cake, and now they're only 5 yards away from the end zone.
Yeah, Lakewood has capitalized on momentum, especially since they had such a slow start to start this game, but you know, they have been catching on to momentum, and they've just kept going ever since. They've been doing a really good job.
100% defensively. Francis was instrumental in stopping that last Bruins drive, and now she's been instrumental in starting up this offensive drive for the Mustangs as they come into second down here.
Lopez taking a different formation here. Motion for Zeitler. Takes a snap. Looking. Throwing in the corner. Almost brought it in. Just a little too high. Third down. Had her open. Just a little bit of a too high of a ball there.
Jenna John running that out route that we saw earlier. Goes out of bounds. Thrown, like you said, a little bit over easy. In the corner, she wasn't able to make a play. I think she touched it with her right hand, but difficult ball there to catch. So third down now for the Mustangs.
And again, in a split second, you've got to respond to that pressure as they'll go back to the tight formation here. Zeitler in motion again. Slips. Lopez looks, trying to evade the pressure. Scrambles, dumps it off. Touchdown. Zeitler with the grab for 6.
Phenomenal offensive play by Lopez there. Breaks not 1, not 2, but 3 tackles. Shakes the defenders off and is able to drop off the touchdown pass. Look at that. 1, 2,
3.
It's a motion party out there.
As I'm saying it, she escapes the pressure there, evades a sack, and he is able to dump it off there to Zeitler, who was in motion prior to that play. Punches into the end zone for 6.
That brings the Mustangs up to 14 with a chance to expand. I believe they're going for 2 here as they are deep back away from the end zone.
And they will go for the extra point or two. Lopez back in the field. Dumps it midfield. A little too high there, a little overthrown. But Lakewood with an 8-point lead now over Bayshore with 6:16 to go here in the fourth quarter. And now Bayshore finds themselves deep in their own territory again.
If Lopez wasn't a senior, we might need to move her up to the Lakewood Ranch football team, varsity, because she's been out here dropping dimes all game, able to scramble, evade the pressure, and still get off some crispy passes. And we're going to see what the Bruins do to respond. They're now down by 8.
Dumps it off to the running back again, trying to evade pressure. Number 4, Taylor Timmons, there with the pole. And as we're talking about seniors, obviously senior night for Bayshore. Lakewood actually lost 4 all-county seniors from last year, including their starting quarterback, a couple defensive players, and a wide receiver as well. And they have another good bunch of seniors this year as well, Lopez included in that. They'll take the snap again. Another dump off to the running back. Oh, we got a throw here. Incomplete, and there will be a flag. Believe that there'll be pass interference. Good little trick play there. Just had the pass interference there, and I believe that'll gain some yardage. We'll see. Yep, they'll say pass interference.
Trick play, running back throw to Waters. And clear pass interference there by Jasmine, who looks like she kind of ripped her defender's shoulders down before she made a play on the ball. And again, in flag football, you can't touch the opposing team with your hands, especially catching them. It's only flags you can rip.
You're trying to limit your opponent the best you can. Not what Lakewood needed. As they will take the snap in motion. They take the snap, scrambles, trying to evade the pressure, is going to run, and gets it right back just a little bit past the line of scrimmage there.
And right now for the Bruins, running plays is not what you want. You want to be able to – she had a chance there. She was able to get past the defenders, had a little time to look downfield. But they got to start getting this ball downfield and quickly. It's only 5 minutes about in the game left, and it's a running clock. They got to start making plays fast.
Yeah, you got to get this ball down the field, especially with a running clock. And you're down by 2 scores as well, so. In motion again. Quick snap, pressure, and they will get to her.
Huge sack.
Zeitler and Castillo. And they will call a timeout.
Huge sack by Zeitler there. Again, they try to split up the middle, split the defenders. Does not work out for them. And now they are in a huge predicament here as there's only 4 minutes and 22 seconds remaining. They're down by 2 scores, and their coach is going to give them a prep talk here. Try to get their minds back in the game. David Stubbs, head coach of Bayshore.
Yeah, and if you're Lakewood, you just got to be patient. You know, you can't really – you're up by 8. You can't really take many risks. But you still got to be aggressive and try to close this game out because you can't really let Bayshore try and make a big play.
Yeah, it's Bayshore right now. They got to put everything out on the line. If the Mustangs get another possession, that's going to be at least 2 minutes off the clock. So they got to score now and then hopefully play good defense, get the ball back, and score again to be in this one.
Not over yet. In motion. Snap is taken. Going deep, left, and she got it. Amazing catch there. Might be a little short of the yard to gain, but is right there. Actually, no, they're moving the chains. First down.
Check the replay here. What a great catch by Hadessa. Absolutely
She got
mosses the Mustang defender. And we saw her get that interception earlier, and she's coming up big once more, moving the chains for the Bruins.
Great play there, and they are now at midfield. Quick check on the play as we see motion again. Very similar formation. They take the snap. She is running, gonna get some yardage, drops the ball. Gained a little bit of yardage there. And it is second down. Yeah, she dropped the ball there, but I think the play was already ruled dead at that point.
Yeah, she cut it up the middle once more.
And we've seen both quarterbacks have done that a lot tonight.
We have.
Checking the play. Ball was snapped. Pressure coming. Picked off! Running down the sideline with it. It's Francis again with the pick. And the Mustangs have it with 2:43 to go in this game.
Francis, who's been an absolute dog. Look at her in the flat, stalking it out. She pinpoints it.
Jumps the defender.
It's good.
Almost took it for 6.
And she goes almost all the way there, making it to about the 20 in flag football standards. Defensively, she's been absolutely great rushing the QB, and now she's making even more plays.
And that'll put Lakewood in good position here with almost 2 minutes to go in this game. Lakewood trying to finish it off here. Start. We're double checking. It's still first down.
2-minute warning they called there.
So they will regroup. They will double check the play here. Be a brief as they get back into formation pretty quickly there. Double checking the formation. Lopez fakes the handoff under pressure, fires it, caught by Celia Rodriguez. About halfway to gain, second down. Bayshore trying to get a stop here with 1:36 to go in this game. Lakewood is already in Bayshore territory based off where that pick came from. So they are just trying to run some clock and finish this game out. Head home with a win, hopefully. Lopez takes it, shovels it off. Couldn't quite catch it there. That was Zeitler.
Not what the Mustangs wanted there. Stops the clock at 1:19. They've been doing a good job so far of carrying this campaign and staying in the bounds. Even that catch that was just caught in the outside, able to turn it up inside the field and keep the clock running. All they need to do now is make 1 or 2 more plays, get into the end zone, but really run as much time off the clock as possible.
That's what we saw them trying to do there. They changed their personnel. Zeitler now on the sideline as they double check the play. Lopez will take the snap. She's looking, she's under pressure, shovels it off to Jordan Seacat. Just a little bit short. Sidearm throw there. Not something you see there every day. And it'll be fourth down as they will call a timeout. Bayshore will call a timeout with 59 seconds to go.
Bayshore in a tough predicament here. That last interception really killed the momentum and killed a big piece of their offense that they were going to need. Their plan was to score and then hopefully get the ball back here quickly and score once more. Time is not their friend. They only got just under a minute left in this game.
Yeah, not a lot of time here, but things could change quickly, so we'll see what happens. But Lakewood with the upper hand right now. Lakewood will jump back in formation here to try and finish this game off. Double checking with the center. 3 claps to signal the snap. Lopez under pressure. 6 coming. Fires. Almost had it. Just needed a little more. Almost had it there for the play, for the touchdown. That was Jenna John. And it will be a turnover, and Bayshore will get the ball back with 56 seconds to go.
Jenna John, who had it again, hit her hands. Great ball, just unable to bring it in. Was right at the back of that end zone. Could have put the seal on the letter for the W here for the Mustangs. Going to leave the door open for the Bruins to make something happen here. They're going to need a miracle.
Takes the snap. Dumps it off to the running back again and gets about a few yards. Very similar play structure. And they're going to hurry up the clock here. They don't have, I don't believe they have any timeouts left. He will quickly jump back in formation. Double check the play. Hall in motion. Snap taken. Quarterback rush up the middle. Lakewood likes to see that, as the clock will tick down. They will double check for one more play. Snap taken, throws deep. She's almost had it, dropped it there. And this game is over. The Lakewood Mustangs take down the Bayshore Bruins 14-6.
So a back and forth contest that ended up getting out of hand a little bit. Bruins had some key turnovers that led to great Mustang field positioning and some great plays from the Mustangs down in the stretch. They were able to take this game away.
Yeah, good win for Lakewood. They're currently second in their division behind Leonard High School. So a good win momentum there. Bayshore drops down to 5-8-1 as Lakewood ups their record to 9-6-1.
100%. Again, we saw the Mustangs who were able to rally behind their great passing from Sarah Lopez, and she was able to kind of bring them to where they are today. They started out down 6 and in the game up 8. So great work there. Ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you joining us here at MSTV for another amazing Game of the Week presentation. We also have a game tomorrow as well, so we're going back to back, so we hope to see you there as well.
Manatee Palmetto softball.
Yep, Palmetto at Manatee girls softball coming up at 7 p.m. tomorrow, so we hope that you tune into that. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been Frederick Stewart, and this has been Brooklyn. We appreciate you joining us and hope to hear and see you again soon. And we also want to send a quick shout out to the amazing students who helped this come to life. Also shout out to Carl, who's maestro behind all this. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, have a great night.